Konnichiwa everyone. So, just came off of the last project of the Wabi Sabi cabinet and I thought, well, let's start another project. So, got something smaller planned for today, but since 2020 has been kind of a crazy year, I actually wanted to share a little something that has brought a smile to my face. So this is a collection of comics by a guy named Mr. Nathan Pyle, and he writes these Strange Planet comics. Now what this basically is, they're basically little aliens that speak very verbosely, I guess would be a way you describe it. But they use a lot of alternative adjectives and just different words for things that makes their conversations very interesting and very hilarious. I won't spoil the book for you, but this has brought a lot of smiles to my face throughout the year. My beloved wife got this for me last year, and I didn't read it much until 2020 kicked into high gear around March. So I've been enjoying it, and I highly recommend you get a copy of it as well. Nathan did not endorse me to say this. I just find these books, or not these books, I find his comics to be very entertaining and very funny, and they're totally harmless. There's nothing crass or crude in them, so you don't have to worry about kids reading them or anything like that. But yeah, these books are totally worth your time, and like I said, totally harmless. So I'll leave a link to an Amazon thingy. It's not an affiliate. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm just Patreon supported here. So I'll leave a link down in the description box below to where you can get a copy of this. So in the meantime, thank you, Mr. Nathan W. Pyle, for making a wonderful little comic and brightening my day. And on the subject of doing happy things and friendship, a while ago, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Anew made this for me. This was, I did not ask for this, he made this as a total gift, and it's awesome. It's basically the channel letterhead logo thing done in red oak, which is really cool. And he did leave it unfinished, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some finish to it today. This will be the easiest and quickest project ever. So this is actually just some shellac. No, this is not what it looks like. It's finish. If you're not familiar with shellac, you should look it up. It's used in a process called French polish. Not going to be French polishing today, I just got a simple brush. So shellac is great because you just brush it on. And it's a fantastic sealer of wood, especially for open pore woods like red oak, ash, white oak as well, things like that. Doesn't take a lot, but it works very, very quickly and it dries very quickly. We're just going to get a nice seal coat on this and then enjoy it for what it is. There we go. You can read that a little bit better. See, just in those couple of strokes I got a decent gloss on there. Alright, let's let that dry and then we'll come back in a few minutes. Now, shellac works as a fantastic sealer of wood, so if you're doing a base coat of things, it'd be highly, highly recommended to look into it. Like I said, I'm not doing anything too complicated with this. Just adding some finish. And after a couple minutes of waiting, we have a nicely finished little piece. Got a little bit of a sheen to it. The nice thing with shellac, you can just add more to it. If you want more of a sheen, it just builds the layers up. And the thicker you go, the more gloss you'll get. But I kind of like that right there. I think that looks pretty cool. I might need to take a decent quality picture of this and use this for the new channel header or banner background, whatever you call it. So anyway, big thanks to Anew. His name is Clint. So Clint, thank you so much for the really cool logo thing, banner thing that you made. Let's just call it a banner thing. Thank you, Clint, for the banner thing that you made me. I am going to enjoy having this around. And I'll leave a link to Clint's channel in the description box down that way. Actually, it'd be this way if you're looking at the screen. So you should check him out. He does some really cool carvings, and I think he's working on a couple of big stuff. He's mostly into live streaming these days, so if you enjoy watching people carve really intricate things online, I highly recommend you check him out. So we're going to go on to the next thing, but I just can't get over how cool that looks. That's definitely one of the coolest things I've ever been given. I'm definitely going to treasure that for a while. So what we're going to be making today is actually going to be some little dovetail blocks. Now my little boy loves little tactile things like blocks and Legos. I should have done the intro before I saw this stuff, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So basically, I am going to dovetail out both sides of this block, and we're going to have a little bit shorter. I think I might be able to get one out of it too. But I want to dovetail this one into this block here. It's going to be pretty loose fitting. It doesn't have to be super tight. And then we're going to put another dovetail right here so that you can kind of chain them together. So when you build it, it isn't the wobbliest tower he's ever built. But all in all, it should be a fun little toy for him to mess around with, build his dexterity, little things like that. So we're going to get to cutting it. I just eyeballed this. This is not going to have to be super tight because it's only a not even 2-year-old that's going to be playing with it. So Tight fit doesn't matter, just the ability to put it together is what matters. And as a little tip, if you want to get something started, use the crosscut side of the saw to start the bite, then flip it over and rip cut your way to where you need to be. We're getting there. So a little trick I have found that is helpful is if you're making cuts like this, he's messing with the blinds in there, is to actually put your chin on the edge of the chisel. And when you're pushing down, you're kind of pushing down with the top half of your body, and your hands end up just guiding the chisel for little smooth cuts like that instead of pushing with just your hands. Just adds a little bit more finesse to it so you can get nice little cuts like that. Works for me, might not work for you. Your mileage may vary. Okay, so with these two made, we can pop that out, and we're actually going to just do another pin, or I think it's called a pin, on this one here. I'm going to use the same measurements just to make it quick, simple, and easy. Like I said, these are fun and very easy little things you can do just for people that you like, and I happen to like my son, so I think we're going to keep him. At least I'd hope we're going to keep him. Cool. So we'll cut another, I really don't know the actual terminology. I think this is the pin and this would be it, because it's like, you know, mortise and tenon, just shaped a little different. So we're going to cut this one. I'm just going to accentuate that just a little bit. I'm totally freehanding this, guys. There's no precision with hardly any of this. Just, we're not going for perfect. We're just going for fun. So dude's having a rough day. So I thought I had the camera on, but it turns out I didn't. This is all we have. We have 3 pieces here. This is our center block. You can fit either one onto either Dovetail, and it's nice and smooth. It's not going to grab too much. It's tight. Oh, that was funny. It's tight enough to where you can't like pull them straight off. You have to use the dovetail mechanism. See that there? But it's also loose enough that a 1-year-old can easily put them together. So that's one of them. I've got a little bit of maple here from the previous project, the Wabi Sabi cabinet. And I'm going to cut this up and do the exact same thing with it, just so he has a little bit of variety. And plus it'll be kind of cool to have both of these. So I'm going to get this done. Shouldn't take too long. I did this in maybe a day, so easy enough. So let's get this one done and then give him a little bit of variety with the toys he's playing with. Alright, so I think for a little bit of variety on this one, might be fun to change it up a little bit. Let's do a little bit longer, deeper dovetail here. Maybe something kind of like that. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And we're just going to do that into that one there, and that'll be the little second set. That'd be kind of fun. I hope he gets some enjoyment out of these before he gets bored and moves on to something else, but you know how the attention span is with less than 2-year-olds. It is not stellar. Alright, a little bit of fitting later. There we go. Got this nice and smoothed out a bit, quick enough that he can put it together. It'll go both ways. Still a little bit stiff going through one way, but it'll probably work out with a little bit of sandpaper. So we have here our little dovetail block set 1 and dovetail block set 2. This one's not quite as extreme as this one. I wonder if, I think it'll be okay. He is only 1, so I don't think he's going to care that much, but a little bit different approach to it. I think it should be kind of a fun toy for him. So I'm going to get these sanded down, take off all the hard edges, get some finish on them, and call them done. That's going to be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with these things. Alright, all sanded up, ready for some finish, and I'm going to use the most baby-proof finish I can get my hands on, and that is this stuff. Totally non-toxic, not going to kill you. Anything food safe will do, but this stuff is nice because it goes on quick, it goes on easy, and it smells pretty good too. I mean, if you like sniffing your finishes, that is. It's got some nice figure in that little piece there. But frankly, he's not going to care that much, so I'm not worried about it. That cherry's a nice color, actually. I like that. Kind of sad I only had the one small scrap of it. Alright, we're going to let that soak in for a bit and wipe them down. Got the stuff all over my hands here. Alright, I'm checking back after a bit. We're done. This is a fun little quick project. This maybe took, I don't know, 2-3 hours to cut these. You can make these cut a little bit better, but honestly, he's so little at this point, he's not even 2 yet, that trying to get these apart with any sort of fine motor skills just isn't going to work for him. So I left these nice and loose so he can put them together and he can stack them up and do whatever he wants to. It's pretty fun. I'm not sure how long he's going to stay interested in these, but you know, I might make a couple more of these as he gets older, a little bit more complicated joinery or something like that. But yeah, that's some simple, fun little Christmas gifts there. Hope everyone has a great Christmas and a great New Year's this year. Can't wait for this year to be over. I'm sure a lot of people are too. I'm going to leave links to all the stuff I've mentioned in this video, the book, Timber Anew, you know, that kind of thing down below. If you guys have little kids in your home, highly recommend doing something like this. It's really fun to do these kind of things. I mean, just cutting joinery for yourself is, you know, for yourself. But if you cut it for someone else that can enjoy it, especially if it's a little baby who's going to get some time and fun and laughs out of it, it is totally worth it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all your support, especially to the patrons on Patreon. You guys are the reason that I am able to do this stuff. Enjoy your time with your family, everybody. Love the ones you love and care for the ones you care for. Tell your friends you love them as well, even if you don't. Hope everyone has a great day. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sayonara.